And hi, everybody. We'll see who's here. Welcome to Rick Snider's Washington on YouTube, where you get the whole story. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, and hit the thanks button. A lot of you watch on replay. Actually, more of you watch on replay than watch live. So I'm talking to myself at the moment, but everybody else will show up in just a minute on here. There you go. Somebody's already here. And it's Steve. I figured it was Steve. Thank you, Steve, for coming by. I'm just getting ready here. I just finished my podcast. Now I'm here. All right, Washington football enjoyers here. All right. Enjoyer, not enjoiner. That's probably a tradesman job. So we're up to 6 already, popping away. Last week we had over 500 people in the end saw the show. More people watch it after the live show. So if that's you, hit the share button. We'll talk about that again. My 2 books are waiting for people to come in. Monumental Thoughts is my website. You can get either. Well, you can get the Commander's book at my website. You have to go to get Jeff Bezos' money for the old Redskins book. There's still a few out there. But the new one's the Commander's book. So buy from me and I'll sign it on there. And you'll see the thanks button, I think, is right around here somewhere. If you want to hit it for a few bucks to help me out, I appreciate it. That's why I do the show, to try and raise some revenue. I'm just an old semi-retired sports writer. Still going. So for those of you who watched my beating the books on Saturday, I had a good week, so I don't have to go without my shirt again this week. So that's always good news for everybody. Hey, Scott, thanks for coming here. Michael's here. Good. Michael's here in case you're naughty out there. Lewis is also saying hi. Thanks, Lewis. It's become a real community here all of a sudden. I mean, I don't know how many weeks I've been doing this now, 6, 8, something like that. I am going to miss Halloween just because I'm moving the next morning, and you won't see the studio anymore behind me. Have something hopefully better. David Rogers is here. Hey, thanks for coming, David. So I'm letting everybody kind of pull in here. Interesting. I just saw an email, or not an email, posting by the Commanders that confirmed all about Carson Wentz, that he did have surgery today on his finger, and they didn't have any rehab time on there. They don't like to say such things. And in a way, I don't blame teams for not saying what a rehab timetable is, because if it's longer, and it could be, it just depends on the person, then everybody's yelling, you said 6 weeks, it's been 8. You never really know. It's always a guess of how each person responds. I can say this much. I broke a finger playing ball, my ring finger, just like him. So I know a little bit about this injury. And it's not a killer, but I'm trying to throw a football with it might be a little hard. And then it takes a little while to get your hand going again. But I didn't have to have surgery on mine. Okay. Let's see. Michael says he saw where the DC lawyer has dirt on Snider. Oh, who knows? Man, this is all BS. Ed Valenzuela says hi. Thanks. Appreciate you following it. So for those of you new, yes, I've been covering sports for 44 years in Washington. I'm the longest running guy now. And showed up with the Redskins in 83, off and on for about 10 years. And then since 93, really been there regular basis. I don't go to the park as much anymore, but I keep track of it every day. Thanks to Zoom, we can watch the coach talk. I don't have to sit there. Steve, if they play Carson, if he's ready in 4, okay, here's what I think about Carson Wentz. I think that if Heineke or Hal, if it comes to that, is balling out and playing well, they don't go back to him. If he's out, 6 weeks or so and the season record is gone, there's no real incentive to play him because they have that looming escalation trade clause out there. If he plays 11 games, basically 11 games, it's all about 70% of snaps. That's like 11 games. Then the draft pick that they owe Indianapolis in the trade next year goes to a second from a third. So you kind of hurt yourself if you try. It depends on the record. If they're 5-5 or whatever when he's back, and you think, hey, can do it, then you do it. But otherwise, if they're 3-7 or whatever, then you probably don't do it. And at some point, you need to see what Hal can do, just because you need to know if you need to draft a quarterback next year too, because you probably won't keep Wentz. A lot of balls in the air on this thing. It's not as simple as it sounds, but my guess is I don't know that Wentz plays again for this team. And just a chance to make a move. I didn't think he was playing that badly. He was on target for 4,200 yards passing and 28 touchdowns. I'll take that number. And the weirdest part, I predicted Howe would play a game this year because of injuries. Look at it this way. Washington has had 3 different guys start at quarterback each of the last 3 years. That's 9 guys. And the year before that was the Alex Smith injury year. They had 4 guys start. So who does that? It makes me say, wow, Kirk Cousins was at least there. He played every game for 3 years. So say that about Kirk. All right, Steve. I did it. Okay, I did Steve. All right, so David says, what do you see happening about a new stadium? Well, I saw Nashville said, no problem. Here's lots of money, Titans. We want you to stay. And it's a little easier in some places if you're in one municipality, one state. Washington is 3. So it's not as easy as if, say, you're the Dallas Cowboys and no matter where you move, you're still in Texas, that kind of thing. But it just shows that teams are, cities are willing to invest, but in the right guy. If Jeff Bezos bought this team, RFK site would be open for him. I have no doubts of that. But he's not. And we'll get to Danny in a minute about what's going on there. All right, Mr. Pando asks, the best Redskin quarterback season, 83 Theismann or 91 Rip? Oh, 83 Theismann. Theismann was just this much below the Hall of Fame. And if he had won that second Super Bowl, I think he would have been in the Hall of Fame. But, didn't quite get there. But Rip was a good quarterback who rose and fell with the tide around him. So he had a really great year, and the team had a really great year. But Theismann was better. The Wobo, there he is back here. There has to be a better returner option than Milne on this roster, right? Absolutely, man. I think Gibson might get a chance to do it this next game. Steve says Taylor lays his body on the line. Yep, especially when he hits the cone. Man, he's good. He's Superman at the cone going out there. Michael, the Eagles and Giants are doing their best to ensure 10 wins by Washington doesn't make it to the playoffs. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I'm not sure if the Giants can really be this good, but hey, they're winning games, and they found somebody who knew how to use Daniel Jones right, which I've been saying for a long time. So, by the way, I'm going to be on the Junks tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. So somebody wake me up just in case I forget. But if you want to hear me on 106.7 The Fan, we're also right. The Junks asked me to come on at 7 and talk about Ron. All right, Grandizer. Let's see. I had a good day. Sunday was good. Took the grandkids to the pumpkin patch for a few hours, and now they're old enough to run around without, killing themselves. So it's kind of nice. I'm a farm kid by nature, so I like taking them. So I didn't really see a lot of football. Saw a little bit. All right, Ed asks, we know what Heine can do. I want to see what Sam Howell can do. Patience. Could he be the Bailey Zapp? I don't know. That's interesting, isn't it? Russian Old Spice. Wow. If it wasn't for your father's Old Spice, you wouldn't be here. That's the new motto. We're getting a Rodgers coming off back-to-back losses. Yeah. But, Packers aren't as good. I think Washington has a puncher's chance of beating the Packers. I wouldn't have said that 2 weeks ago. But with Taylor coming in and all, I think maybe new energy. Packers seem, on the cusp here. Maybe. They beat the Packers before. Last time I think they beat the Packers a few years ago. That's when I saw the couple having sex out on the concourse after the game. So, I'm not saying you should do that, but, I'll keep my camera ready in case you do. All right, Bill says, excited to see a different offense with Taylor. Yeah, it's going to have to be because he's too short to just drop back. Not as short as 6'1", but these linemen are now 6'6", 6'8", guys. So he'll roll out a little bit. That gives you different things to do, and he likes to tuck the ball and run some. So, yeah, we'll be a little different. And Taylor Heineke's favorite receiver is who? Terry McLaurin. So Terry's only got 22 catches because they haven't been able to find him for some reason. Taylor will find him. Did you say you learned how to use Daniel Boone right? I'm not sure what that means, Grandizer. Rodgers is worse, Michael said. Well, then he's better than a lot of guys, even if he stinks. You look at Brady yelling at his own lineman. Hey, I wasn't here yesterday. I was at the wedding. Well, what the hell are you guys doing? So, Brady, you're killing me, man. Grandizer, hitting the like button to show support. Did we hear the bell today? If you say it, I'll ring the bell in your honor. There you go. So, yeah, hey, the thanks button helps me keep going on all of this. So I appreciate you guys whenever you hit the like button or the thanks button, throw a few bucks in. Steve, is Turner capable of changing his game plan? Yeah, because this way, how many quarterbacks has Scott Turner had to deal with here? Now I think it's the seventh change that he's had. So yeah, I think that's something he can do better. And he's going to have to work around this offense a little better. It just wasn't working. Marvin, what's up? About them Commanders? Hey, they won the game. Why is everybody mad? Why is everybody unhappy? If you want to see, just catastrophes, go to the opera. They kill each other in the end. Enjoy the win. If you don't enjoy the win, you're not going to enjoy anything in life. Yeah, it was a little bit. It wasn't the greatest win, but doesn't matter. The Wobo, Terry is his favorite receiver because he can jump up and catch all his throws. Yeah, but Terry almost gets killed sometimes by Heineke throwing those balls and you're prone. Spider Monkey said he was salty after the win. Well, come on, Spider Monkey. Have some compassion here. Let's see. Grandizer, who's more washed up? Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson, or Aaron Rodgers? Russell Wilson. I think that's easy. Do we turn the season around, Marvin asked. Let's see. They've got how many games left now? 11? Around 5 and 6. Something like that. I don't know. I think this week will tell us a lot. Mr. Pinelli, throw in $5 on the thanks button. Thank you very much. I like the graphic. I appreciate that, Mr. Pinello. That's how I say it. Just got new glasses. Still trying to focus. Let's see. Bill Kearns. Make sure that tour for the 7 a.m. segment on the Junkies. That's right. Yeah, I'll be there. Well, and when I do the Junkie show, people ask me about this. I have no idea what they're going to ask me. None at all. We never discuss any of this, or pretty much any other show I go. You ask your questions just like we're doing now, and I'll answer them and best I can, and hope I don't say anything stupid. It's 50-50 on that. So I don't know what they'll ask me, but what else are they going to ask me? It's pretty much just Commanders, even though I've covered everything in town at some point. Michael says Heineke couldn't get the ball downfield if his life depended on it. 30 yards? I'll take that bet on 30 yards. 60 yards? No. 50 yards? No. 40? Maybe, but I doubt it. 30 is probably it. Has Rodgers lost 3 in a row in his career? Or Russian Old Spice asked. Not that I can remember. Let's see. Spider Monkey. We got the Packers, Colts, Vikings up next. What's the win-loss prediction? All right, I'm going to have them beating the Packers and Colts, losing to the Vikings. If they could play that game at night, then they could beat Kirk. Let's see. Green Bay did trade away the best receiver, Michael says. Yeah, absolutely. But the Packers, look for the Packers to be active in the trade market at some point here. And I wonder if Washington will be active in the trade market. Deron Payne, there's a couple of teams that could use him, like the Chargers. Diami Brown could go to Cleveland as a receiver. I mean, they need that. There's places if you can plug them in, there's possibilities. But I don't see Ron really liking to trade much. But maybe William Jackson. Detroit desperately needs some corners. They still think they might be in it. That might be one to watch. How likely was it Jack Kent Cook's plan for a new stadium at Laurel before he went to Landover? Oh, he was absolutely going there. I knew this one very well. But the governor of Maryland, who was a PG County guy, said, well, the stadium's too close to Baltimore and the Ravens and all. It was literally on the Anne Arundel County line. And Paris said, why don't you move it to this other site and it'll be farther from Baltimore? Because it was then in PG County where Paris is from. And so he wanted that. I mean, it was only like a mile away. It would have been a disaster for traffic. But it was very much in the know on that thing. Because I had to run messages sometimes from Cook to Francis, who owned the place. Speaking of downfield throws, they need to bring back the quarterback challenge competition, Mr. Panil says. I'd be up for that. Skills competitions are always fun. All right, Michael wants him to end Kirk's seasons. That's naughty. You're in trouble for that. I'm telling Santa. Let's see. The Big McNasty, 21-12. Can this franchise trade William Jackson for more in a draft pick? No, I doubt it at this point. Carnus. Let's see. Do I think Montez is ready to ascend to the next level? Man, he was all out in that first half against the Bears, wasn't he? Is Chase close? Yes, Chase is close. It's best to see Dr. Andrews, who we all know is God for among doctors, soon. But they didn't say when. But I'm thinking maybe this week. So I think Chase is soon. Yeah, could he be back before November 1? Maybe, maybe, or around then. It's coming close. You have to get Jackson and Wentz off the books next season. Michael says, "Yeah, I think it's like, does he 38 million would be off the books? It's like 20 for Carson." Spider Monkey, Laurel's kind of Ravens country. What is now? Um, and so is a lot of Maryland now, which is why it would be, if they can go to Virginia, you might as well just concede it. I remember when I was in Frostburg for the training camps those 5 years, and the local stores, they all sold Pittsburgh Steelers gear. There was no Redskin stuff there because everybody there was Steelers country kind of thing. So it was kind of funny. Nobody really cared about the Redskins there. You'd have training camp with like 50 people, there. Wasn't much. Whenever the Steelers came to play them in the rookie scrimmage there every year, man, the place was like, 8,000 people. When considering Frostburg was like 2,000 people total, that's a lot. Steve isn't mad at Kirk. Well, I'm sure Kirk will be glad on that. He bet on himself, and knew somebody would overpay. And yeah, Kirk's made a lot of money without winning a lot of rings, but a lot of guys do. Spider Monkey, do I believe the rumor that Snider will be discussed in the upcoming owners meeting Tuesday? Yes. From what I hear, they're going to talk about it. They're not voting him out, so I don't think that's happening. But yeah, and Michael asked that. Not at this point. I don't see it. There's a lot more vote counting to go on something like this. Then you try and twist some arms. I know Snyder's trying to play tough and leak a rumor out that he's got the goods on everybody. Well, what can I say? I think they can all survive whatever dirt he has. Oh, you were with this woman. I mean, aren't they all? I mean, so I don't think Dan would do that in the end. But he'd probably fight it in court. So I don't see any quick resolution of this. Big McNasty, who wins first? Ron's fortitude and character or Danny Boy's noise? Ron, if I read that correct. DJ, why do you think Heineke's going to give this team a chance when they replaced him? I think Heineke is a really good spot starter and reliever. And the longer you leave him out there, the more defenses really figure him out. Not that they don't have enough tape to figure him out already. I'm sure the Packers are playing that reel right now, looking at him. But he's good in spurts, and so is Gus. They tend to be good when they first come in. So this could be one of his best things. He's not afraid. He's not nervous. The room's not too big for Taylor. And I think his arm is stronger now, watching him in practices. So I think he gives him a chance. It's just new energy and a change. Michael says Dan's no longer one of Jerry's boys. Yep. Daniel, I forgot to tell you, I got my very first red Washington Commanders football jersey. Taylor Heineke. Well, there you go. Who do you like in the market? Maybe you can pick some stocks for us too, because you seem to be doing well. Spider Monkey, why didn't Snyder get dirt on the refs too? Please. All right. So the what about, if you have that kind of money, would you ever want to be an NFL owner? Hey, if I had, $10 billion and I wanted to do it, sure, why not? Might be fun and all that. What about if you had that kind of money? All right, sorry. Tall stack 61. Is it true Dan picked Wentz? And if so, then we already know what happens when he handpicks players. I'm sure he had something to say about it. I think Ron protested a little too harsh on this, but Dan's always involved when it comes to quarterbacks. But I'm sure Ron, had to sign off on it too. So we'll see. All right, I caught up to you guys. So gives you time to hit that thanks button or buy a book. Never know. You need these for Christmas. I only have so many of them, and I'm not going to probably sign anymore. So I'm moving next week. Got a retirement home. Well, 2 weeks from now. Buy my retirement home, semi-retiring. Let's see how long I keep covering this team. I don't know. I can't seem to leave. Dan's always involved in everything, Michael says. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not that he can't help himself. He owns the team. So that's what you do. He doesn't really have any other businesses anymore. Thoughts on John Brownlee on 106.7? Didn't hear it. Big nasty. Team Taylor, says Daniel. There you go. A lot of people like Taylor. You always like the backups in this town. Sheldon, oh, Sheldon's back. How much do you think the second round pick with Wentz will play into him playing whether they're out of playoff contention? I think it factors a lot. You'd be stupid if it wasn't. You can't be doing that. Second round picks are supposed to be starters. This team has not done well with or had bad luck with second round picks, and they're really just as important as first. Don't get paid as much, but you need your first three picks to be big contributors to you. Let's see. DJ says should just play Howe and see what he is. I think they will at some point, but I'm not a full tank mode kind of guy because suppose you beat Green Bay. All right, now you're 3-4. The season's still there. I mean, listen, the NFC East is going to be a lot of wins this time. You're not going to win it at 7-9, but you play the game to win. Commando Liberties thinks its point was to put Taylor out there. His team's not going anywhere. Put Sam in. Problem is, right now, I don't think Sam would be quite ready for the bull rush coming at him, and you don't want to ruin him. So you don't want to put that kind of pressure really on him yet. But I think he would be fine. I really liked watching him in the off-season camps and all. I think Sam Howell could be fine in the right situation. What position would I draft with a top 5 pick? Asked Spider Monkey. Probably offensive tackle. Not a guard. No, I differ from Scott McLuhan on that. And if there isn't a tackle there, I would go corner. Where am I moving to? Let's get a timeshare in Landover. I don't think so, Mr. Pannell, but I'm moving to a place called Charlotte Hall, Maryland, which is southeast of D.C., close to an hour from downtown D.C. God's country on the St. Mary's County line. I hate to see us ruin Hal, says Spider Monkey. Absolutely, Patrick Ramsey. Yeah. What's the commute going to be like from Ashburn from the new house? Long time, hour and a half probably, but you turn on the radio and sing along as you go. Think about the hit list that Taylor had last year. Was Rodgers on? I don't know. I don't know what this is. Sorry, Daniel. My mind's not going quick enough for this. Are you going to invest in I'm for Sam or I'm from Taylor bumper stickers? Not at this point, no. The Sunny Billy ones did well. I met the guy who did that. He did real well with them. Daniel, because we know Taylor's hit list as people like Derek Carr. Oh, I know. See what you're getting. Yeah, okay. Yeah, where Taylor wants to beat the best out there. Who doesn't want to beat the best? And so he's the guy. That's why he's not afraid of these guys, but he's not playing them. All right. Big nasty. We're going to, with Green Bay, we're eating brats, half smokes, or 50-50. I thought that's kind of what half smokes were, but I like brats. But I haven't eaten one in over a year because I got sick about a year ago. So lost 35 pounds. So they found out it wasn't a stroke, in case any of you kind of heard the story. Turns out my back had a couple of discs that fired up on me and made me go numb, but scared the hell out of me at my age when you're laying on the floor and can't move. So I eat a lot cleaner. I did eat some pizza now, but that's about it. I haven't eaten a hot dog or anything in over a year. Taylor has a heartbeat. Okay, real. I've got new glasses. I'm sorry, real Neil Vatten. All right. James, can we talk about future Commanders coaches? I don't know who it would be. Brian Callahan? I don't know. I'll think about that later this season. I don't think Ron's going anywhere after this season, though. Nick, I think Heineke deserves an opportunity to play. I agree. But if you can't win games, then it's house time. I agree with that, too. DJ, we might win, but we'll go 3-4 to 7-10 and stuck picking 12 to 16. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Marvin, I don't like the idea of trading Duran because at times he's better than John Allen. Maybe, but I mean, they're both playing very well. I think they were two good picks. And Duran, it's hard to tell because of where he is. You don't get as many sacks and all. Spider Monkey, what was it like winning the Super Bowl? You were 7. I'm going to assume the last Super Bowl. Oh, it was a lot of fun. What can I say? When your team wins Super Bowls, life is sweet. And there's book deals and there's freelance money and everybody loves it. But hey, they were just, the third one. It was a great time in town. Everybody loved this team. And it all went away quickly. Daniel, I just want to tell you I appreciate everything you do. Thank you for the videos. And I speak in common sense. There you go. Ask my wife about that one. and want to say thanks. So thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. Words are great. The thanks button's even better. What can I say? I think Sweat is replaceable. Keep Payne instead. All right. If you have to decide, do you pay Sweat or Payne? I think I go Payne because it's harder to find a guy like Payne than a guy like Sweat. But Sweat, is I don't know. He played well in the Bears game, but let's see more. And I want to see what he does when Chase is back. Sheldon. Sorry, what? It's a long day doing this. Sheldon doesn't like it about trading Duran either, but they can't re-sign him, and there he goes. Yeah, and you get a third round compensation pick. All right, Big McNasty. Happy to hear the ticker's good. Yeah, I'm fine. Keep the shirt on. All right, listen to this 106.7 tomorrow. Odyssey Network if you're out of town. You can hear it 7 a.m. The Sports Junkies, who I was one of their first big guests like 25 years ago, whatever it was. So we've done a lot of shows together. Bay of the Lord, everyone. There you go. You were one of my top 3 questions that I put on the whiteboard today. Just pains you to think that it could be 3-3 if we don't throw that pick. Yeah, but then again, they could have lost the Jacksonville game too just as easily. It all evens out. Well, guys, is there any smoke to the Nats getting a pass in the media? I don't think the Nats media is as mean as some other ones are. I know some of the guys, they seem like good guys. It's a different sport and a different way to handle things. I've done both. I like covering football better than baseball, but I like watching baseball every bit as much as football. I mean, I was watching the Yankees game. I'm not a Yankees fan, but I was watching Yankees Cleveland last night for a while when Dallas was playing Philly. I kind of got bored and watched baseball for a while. I like baseball. How do you know the Jets were going to beat the Packers? Yeah, I picked that one, didn't I? I don't know, man. I thought the Jets would do it. Jets are better than we think. Slow to figure out that they're for real. Yeah, who knew that? The defense has been bottom half for a while. Why are we so concerned about keeping the band together? I don't know that everybody is. Maybe the line, the rest of them. I mean, the safeties have played very well. I tried, and they're young, so they're under contract for a while. Okay, Bay and the Lord. I'm glad Ron found out it wasn't Jack Del Rio. It was Jackson getting them cooked. No, I think it's a little both. A little bit. I think Jackson's just not a right fit. Everybody should have figured that out, including Jackson. Don't go somewhere for the money if you're not. You should know if you'd be a right fit or not. If it's not, the money will be elsewhere. Michael still thinks the defensive scheme is crap. It's getting better. It's still not as good as it could be. Nick says he thinks Payne's more replaceable. Could have had Jordan Davis at 11. All right. And okay, well, hindsight, what can you say? I don't think Payne has been a bad pick. Nick says athletic edge guys like Sweat are tougher to find. I would disagree with that. There's always guys out there. It's hard to find interior guys that make a real difference. Butch is here from W4DZX, wherever that is. Will Jahan and Logan be back on Sunday? We don't know yet because the team's been off a few days. So we won't have an injury report until tomorrow. And then Ron doesn't like to say a whole lot. So it'd really be more like, are they practicing Thursday? If they're practicing Thursday, they're probably playing. If they're not, they probably won't. Someone else thinks Sweat's more replaceable. See, that's the great debate on all this. Man, are we in the off season already? That's what we do. Already debating quarterbacks and coaches and premium players and signings. I just kind of like to watch the games at this point in the season. Worry about the rest later. Baylor Lord says that Jonathan is looking great. Yeah, I mean, he gets a little better every year too. He's been a solid pick for them. Can't really complain about those picks. Although somehow the sum of the parts is not better than the individual parts. They're playing well, but yet then the line gets beat a lot of times. But the last 3 games have been better. So, I think they're okay. Well, we're already a half hour in. All right, shake the cookie jar, hit that tip jar for me. And, because got to make a living, guys. So I always appreciate the 2 or 5. I think I go to the racetrack and make some money out of it. Aaron Rodgers will be a commander next year, says DJ. Not a chance in Hades. Clarence, we have to find a way to keep all 4 in the line. Well, that would be nice, but probably won't. and I guess Payne's first to go. Mathis getting injured has given Payne a lot more time. True. Although they're doing okay on the reserves on the line have been doing okay. Sheldon expects Terry's targets to go way up. I agree with that with Taylor. He just they overlooked him too much. I don't know. You have a lot of good guys. That's why I said nobody would have a ton of catches because you're sharing the ball. But I think Taylor will find uh, Terry more often. Nick's prepping for the off seasons. All right, good for you. Baylor, we don't want Aaron Rodgers. I agree. I mean, he's too old. At this point, no. You don't need a band-aid. We've tried band-aids. W4DZX is a ham radio call sign. Okay. Uh, there you go. We still have ham radios? Wow. Ball guy. I remember that from the 70s with Smoking the Bandit and Breaker 19. I was like 13, 14, 15. Met a girl I dated on that, doing that. Imagine winning one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. I would love Aaron Rodgers before, not at the end of his career. Now, Marvin says Carson's not very good. And Taylor's better. Well, we'll find out, won't we? Let's see. Steve. Oh, Steve's still here. Did Matt smile during seasons of discontent tonight? No, Matt was, I think, had a little bit too much fun on the weekend, so he was suffering a little today. But Seasons of Discontent, the podcast will be up right after this show ends, around 9 or so. Matt's putting it up there now. We just finished it, so it's hot off the press, or whatever we call it. How many games is Carson going to miss? Well, he has to miss 6, 7. He has to miss 7 games, basically, to not pay more on that draft pick. Scott, are we back to needing a draft quarterback next draft? Well, that's why you play Hal. See what you got there first. Otherwise, why'd you bother drafting a quarterback and waste a pick? What's the offensive plan? Alonzo wants to know. I'll tell you later. You know, if you hit the thanks button for the big money, I'll send you a copy of the playbook. No, I'm just teasing. I don't have a copy of the playbook for somebody out there that takes me literally. Daniel, the Texans might be an easy win. Yeah, well, it better be. But there are no easy wins. Obey the Lord. Washington Commanders need to get Quentin Nelson in free agency. We'll see. I haven't even thought about free agency yet. Sammy Ball, Sonny Jurgensen. Who's better? I guess ask Michael. Well, Sonny will always tell you Sammy Ball, so I will go with that. J84, if Cooper Rush was on the market next year, what teams give him a look? I don't know. I don't think anybody does really. He hasn't impressed me that much. Thoughts of O'Connell and the Vikes, asked Scott. I really liked Kevin here in Washington. Thought he was the next Sean McVay, even though he's a little older than Sean. Very impressive guy. So I'm not surprised, and I'm glad that I saw where Denver said that they were down to him for the guy they took, and I think they have buyer's remorse now, but they were like, yeah, we wish him a lot of success at the Vikings. And Kevin's a good guy. I wish him well. Sheldon asks, crystal ball, how many more years will Ron claim his team is younger and building? 2, I guess, and then everybody gets old. Wobo, what's the story behind that video you retweeted of people sliding down the part of the monument? All right, so I did a video. I showed the video. It was a TikTok video. These 2 older ladies, I don't want to call them old women because I get in trouble, but they slid down the Lincoln Memorial kind of thing. And I'm always telling kids, don't do it. It's dangerous and it's disrespectful to the Lincoln Memorial. And they slid down and kind of hurt their butts. But I have seen people do that. I have seen people break their ankles doing that. This is marble, unforgiving. I have seen bones sticking out of legs there. We actually had someone in the tour guide guild who fell on wet steps and hit her head and was in a coma for a long time and passed away. So it's dangerous and it's disrespectful and they should know better. So don't do things like that when you come to Washington. McCaffrey's on the market. Can you imagine, Michael, if Ron traded for him? Whew, man, the fury would just be in flames. You're just being biased. Okay. All right, DJ, whatever. I forget what I was biased about, but okay. Michael, Rodgers has never been worth a dime in the playoffs ever. Well, he does have a Super Bowl. Football is way different than 60 years ago, DJ. Well, absolutely. It's different today than it was 20 years ago or 10. Um, it's a different game. All right. Who won the Super Bowl, DJ? I'm trying to see which one you took. Daniel, you're definitely the furthest thing from being biased. I hate all politicians. I hate all, you know. Okay, DJ's talking to Michael. Okay, I lose track of you guys. I'm just following this. All I get to see is a row. I guess you see the same row of questions on the chat. So it's amazing I can keep up, to be honest, on this. And now we have a commander on commander crime. I said earlier a couple days ago in video, so many people are picking on guys like Tailgate Ted and the hog farmers. I don't know why, because they're all good guys. Tailgate Ted and the hog farmers do so much charitable work involving like tailgates and raising money for people. The hog farmers have children to come out that unfortunately don't have a lot of time left, and try and do something positive here. So why are we giving them a hard time? We should be all trying to do more good things in our lives. So leave these guys alone. I don't understand that everybody has to hate on each other. Well, we get nothing for Jackson, Obey the Lord says. No, I think they keep him. They don't just give him away. Michael, Eli won 2. Is he better than Rodgers? No, but we all know that answer. Marvin, the hog farmers gave you free tickets and a parking pass. Well, there you go. See, I mean, they're good guys. I don't really know them personally, but I've seen them a lot. I didn't know the Hogettes that much, but I knew them. I don't know. I have my own things to do at games. Where's the original Hall? Let's see. Where are the original Hall? Hale? I'm sorry, Hale. Gets the. I don't know. I lose track of you, Daniel. Sheldon, will they ever change the PR? Do we not have someone else on this entire roster that can get more than 5 yards with a 20-yard punt return? Okay. I think Gibson plays the return man this week. Be my guess. Because now you have Robinson to do more of the carries. And so Gibson's not vital in that role. And I think they could move him over there. Was Shanahan the one who brought the RPO with RG3? Yeah. From Signal Shack. Yeah. David Hogettes. Yeah, the Hogettes. All right, so DJ, you said there hasn't ever done anything in the playoffs. I didn't say that. Okay, you're talking to somebody else, I guess. Is Sam Howell the future of the Commanders? I'd like to see. I'd like to see him get a shot at some point. We'll see. Then it's up to him. But I like his arm. I like his smarts. There's a lot of positives with him, but he may need a little time. He's not going to walk out there and be the next Brady on there. What's my thoughts on Rod's roster construction, says Scott. Well, I like some of them, not all of them. I don't like as many, Comanthers or whatever they call them. Sometimes, the Norwell one, the Trey Turner one, and that didn't do well at all. I think he's a little bit too loyal to the people, but they all do this. A lot of coaches do this because it's somebody they know, and that means a lot. Just like that's how life works. How many jobs have, I personally, most jobs I've ever had were because I knew somebody. Not all of them, but a lot of them were. And that's how the world works. And that's how the coaches find players too. Beta Lord wants to use use the first pick on the O-line. I would say if there's a guy there, they will. If not, go corner. Let's see. Sheldon. Hopefully Howell's a hit. We'll see. Bald guy. At least there's another bald guy out there. Now that Taylor is starting, will ticket sales increase for the Green Bay game? The Packers fans are going to buy them all anyway. I expect a pretty full house there, but it'll be 80% Packers fans. There's been more Washington fans at these games than Packers fans. There's been more Washington fans at these games this year. Now they're doing a deal where you can buy a ticket to 3 different games for $99, and I think you get a parking pass too. That's like practically giving it away. So buy those. Want to go see a game? Take advantage of this stuff. But I think Green Bay travels well, and I think it'll be 80% or so green in the stands. So maybe the prices go up a little. I haven't checked the prices yet to see what's going on the off market or whatever. It's like StubHub is now owned by the NFL. People may not know that, but teams down. It's a way for teams to discount tickets down without looking like they're the ones doing it and trying to get something for it. Caught up to you guys again. Woo! All right, got 20 minutes to go, more or less, with my battery on the computer. See what it says. Like I said, try to hit the thanks button. Some of you guys, I ask a lot of questions, answer them a lot. So throw back a little love here. It's why we do this. I'm like the singer that sings your favorite song. There's a guy, Rick Snider, who does country music, and he has a tip jar. And, I don't listen to country, but I do listen to him since we have the same name. It's kind of weird. DJ, I'm never going back to FedEx. 3 games, 3 losses. Well, that's not really hard to do, man. I mean, you haven't won a lot of games there. You have under 500 record at home. DJ, any news on the new stadium? No, I really think we got to clear out whatever Dan Snyder's deal is going to be, and then you're going to see something about a stadium. It will be smaller. It will be a lot more expensive. So you want your 3 tickets for $99? Go do it now, because the new stadium is going to be expensive. They're going to spend $2 billion on it, so you have to be. So Baylor went to the Eagles game for your birthday, and yeah, don't go to the Eagles again. Yeah, Eagles fans are rough. Scott, if this team did move, how long before we get a new team? Bet you get one right away, probably. They're going to move somebody to Europe, I'm sure. Dan wants to go to Europe. I think if this team were to move to Europe, it's one of those teams, the NFL would give a team here right back, because this is a top 10 TV market. Among other things, it's number 7. So that's why the NFL would want to come here. They know this could be a good football town for them. And you don't want Congress throwing antitrust stuff, talking about things again. Where's an NFL stadium you've never been to, you really want to see in person? I have not been to Houston. And because when Houston moved to Memphis and then Nashville, I saw them in Memphis. So I missed it by a year. That's the only one I think I haven't been to. Steve threw in $5. Thank you. Can I sing Satisfaction? No, I don't know the words. If I knew the words, maybe. I can't get no satisfaction. Is that what we're talking about? I can't get no. My dad used to ask me, what'd you do with the money? I said, the money for what? Singing lessons. Ball Guy threw in $5. Thanks, Ball Guy. Best place for crabs is late in the season. Okay, I was at Captain Billy's the other night. Great place for sunset pictures if you sit outside. And you could get a dozen crabs for $20, and they look like mediums to me. So the price was right. Give that. And still, so Captain Billy's is a good place to go for that. It's down Popes Creek, Maryland, sort of right where Virginia and Maryland meet. And the new bridge, the 301 bridge, just opened. So you don't have those problems on there to cross over. Come to Maryland. Eat the crabs. And it's right where John Wilkes Booth crossed the Potomac after shooting Lincoln. And Captain Billy, I used to know him. He's passed away. His grandparents were there the night Booth. They lived right there where Booth crossed over. It's kind of a cool area. Let me know. If you want to buy crabs, I'll come down. We'll eat. DJ, let's see. Yeah, he says the surrounding fans are always spilling beer on you and all that. So a guy told me a story once when I was working on my book. He was up in Philly, and he was wearing his Redskins gear. And the guy in front of him turned around and yelled at him and said, listen, people are going to throw things at you. They're going to miss you, and they're going to hit me. And then I'm going to turn around and hit you. So sit down and don't cause any trouble. Yeah. And I've learned, if you're wearing now Commanders gear up at Philly, if Washington wins, get out of the parking lot quick. It really is sad what goes on there. Oakland was really bad too. Philly's probably the worst one now, I think. But if you mind your own business, most places you can come and go without a problem. All right, Dynamic Dave, is the band still playing at the Washington games? Yes. They're having on-field microphone problems that you can't hear them as well. And the band is only 60 people versus the 120 of the past. So it's actually harder to hear them. They march better nowadays. Give them that. The foot model. Ooh, that's a new name. Okay, foot model. Do you think the team is missing Adam Humphries type receiver? Nah, I think they got plenty of that. He was a nice third down receiver, I admit, but they could replace him easy enough. So I don't think the receiver's not one of this team's problems. Philly is bad. Never catch me there again, says the Baylor Lord. Yeah, I mean, they're just aggressive fans on there. And it's a shame. You should be able to go watch a game without being harassed, especially in your home stadium. Does the NFL East have the most toxic fan bases? Well, Washington's is hanging in there. Phillies is tough. The Giants, I don't have a problem with Giants fans so much. And Dallas, they're pretty easy fans overall. Rich people kind of thing. How has Vinny Serrato avoided the limelight with the investigations? Asked Daniel. Well, I tried to pin everything on Bruce. So I guess that's how. I'm sure Vinny would have some stories to tell. He's been smart enough to keep a low profile. Did I just say Vinny was smart? Huh. Ooh, I didn't like Vinny. He didn't like me. Scott, are you going to be at the Terps homecoming Saturday? No, I am moving in about a week or so, and I am just up to my eyeballs in boxes. But you're going to see a new studio soon. So I might watch some if I can. I'm a Terps grad. I saw my first Terps game in 1972. That's 50 years ago. It was cool. They beat somebody. I think it was VMI. AFC West. I don't know what that means. Obey the Lord. Yeah, Dallas had to. Yep. New stadiums. Like I said, you spend $2 billion on a stadium, you got to pay for it somehow. Ticket prices will go up. It's going to be a smaller capacity, maybe 60,000 max. So be harder to get tickets, but still about winning and losing that drive ticket prices. DJ wants to know Wizards predictions. Pain. I was looking at it today and thinking, where are the wins in this lineup? I don't see it. I don't see a 500. I saw a thing about maybe they trade for Russell Westbrook. Are you kidding me? No. I'm losing faith that the new regime is any better than the old one. I'm moving, Daniel. I'm moving to Charlotte Hall, Maryland, which is in Southern Maryland, about 20 minutes from Waldorf. So found a place with 3 acres, building a nice new home. Going to enjoy semi-retirement more. Do the networks play a part in how some of these games play out? Nah, I don't think so, Scott. But they have all the same when they play. Do you have any history on how the St. Louis Cardinals came into the NFC East? Well, because they were the Cleveland Cardinals ball guy at first, so that's why they were in the East. Then they were the Arizona Cardinals and still in the East, which was crazy. I did like going out there every year, though. I loved the town. Did I ever have an opportunity to interview Lefty? Steve asked. Yeah, a number of times. Covered some of his teams. Talked to Lefty a few months ago about a pizza thing. Great guy. I love Lefty. Sorry the way things had to end. But Lefty was one of the greatest recruiters. And if Lefty could recruit and Gary Williams could coach the game, they'd be national champions. Eagles booing their own first lady. Oh, that's crazy. Michael says 45 wins max, I guess, on the Wiz. I wish they would. I love watching the Wiz. I grew up in the Bullets 70s when they went to the finals 3 times and won a title. Chase coming back this week, asked Mojo Daddy. I don't know. He's supposed to meet with the team doctor, James Andrews, I guess he's team doctor, and see. But I think even if they clear him, they're going to want to see him on the practice field for a week or 2 before they put him in a game. But I think he's going to be here around the 1st of November, somewhere in there. Foom. Okay, new one. You think William Jackson will get traded for the deadline? I say it's a good 50-50 on there. I think it could. What are you going to get? I'm not sure. They're probably being stubborn and keep him. Mr. Pal says, I went to my first strip club in Waldorf when I was 18. Choo Choo Lounge. I married with the Choo Choo Lounges. I'm not allowed to discuss that being married. But yes, Waldorf used to have a lot of strip clubs, casinos. I mean, it was wild down here. And then the rest of the state ganged up, took away the casinos. I think the strip clubs disappeared in the 90s or something around then. So you're not quite as much craziness around here as it used to be. Now it's suburbia. Dynamic Dave. They used to have one called the Wigwam, which became a bakery. And they had a big wigwam out on the highway at 301. And they had a woman dancing in there to have people come in. She was dancing in the glass wigwam out front. So, yeah, this was the place like Vegas in the East Coast before everything else changed. Took us about 20 years after losing that to get our town back revenue-wise. Can Heineke make the throws of Dynamic Brown that Wentz made? Asked Dynamic Dave. No, not happening. Brian, the Cardinals were originally from Chicago. I'm sorry. Did I say Cleveland? Yeah, I did, didn't I? I was All right, I stand corrected. I'm about 36 hours of football kind of wears me out. You're right. Um, let's see. Ball guy was go to choo choos now. Okay, I don't think there are any left here in town. Uh, if Ron gets fired this year, do you think the replacement would I like to see? Ask the foot model. I haven't given it any thought yet. Uh, honestly. Michael asks, Supermax Beal is the one I'm expecting to play, not to play a full season. Well, he's been hurt a lot in recent years. Um, let's see. Beal's in really injury prone though. Well, but he's missed a lot of games, So he's had a good career. I'm not knocking him, but he's not, playing every game. Um, yeah, Michael said he gets freak injuries. Yes, he's had a few over these years. I come on the Junkies when you still retire. Well, Daniel, I go on the Junkies when they call me to ask me to come on. Serve at the pleasure of EB and JP and Lurch and Cakes. So if they call me, I'll come on probably, but they probably won't call me then. Do I remember Rafael Cherry asked Alonzo? Yeah, defensive player. Wasn't here too many years, but it was a nice hitter. Remember, he could knock the snot out of you. That was late 80s, early 90s, somewhere in there. On there. All right, I got about 10 minutes to go. So start collecting your pennies here and hit that thanks button. Or you can order the books if you like. Go to Monumental Thoughts, my website. You can order the book from Commanders, and I'll sign it. Redskins, you have to get it off Amazon. There are hardly any left on there. Well, I like when you guys answer each other's questions and leave me out of it. Good on that. So this week I am picking Washington to beat Green Bay. I give them a puncher's chance, so why not? I mean, why not? Maybe things will just work out this week. But they got to play their best game. But I think they can. I think they've underplayed how well they could. Maybe a change of quarterback can make a difference. Maybe not. I think Robinson's starting to round into form. That's going to help them. I mean, that O-line's got to figure out something, The O-line's got to figure out something soon, or else nothing works. Somebody wishes they were as positive as me. Boy, there aren't many people would say that about me. Ask my mom. Newspaper people are supposed to be mean old grouches. That's just how we are. But I'm just trying to enjoy life. So, what can I say? Man, my battery's down to 8%, so I probably just have a couple minutes left here. So I'm going to have to wrap it up. My battery dying on me on the air. So we'll get done a few minutes early. If you'd like to hear the bell ring, throw in a couple of bucks on the thanks button, I'll hit the bell. DJ went 72-0 Green Bay. If you want to give me 72 points, I'll take them. Who is your favorite Terps basketball player? Charlie Wysocki, who I happen to know is doing well in Pennsylvania now. Charlie. My favorite basketball would be Len Elmore. Ironically, they're guys in the 70s. Did Washington ever get a national beer sponsor, ball guy? No, they're still dealing with local brews, I guess. I can't drink during games, so I don't really follow that. I'm not allowed to drink in the press box. When I covered horse racing, beer everywhere. I had a beer tap by my desk. Different world. So we don't do that anymore. And so Marvin says, hail the Commanders. There you go. Beat Green Bay. Why not? This is what you're here for. You want to see something good. Enjoy success. Trust me, good years, a lot more fun than bad years. No doubt of that. There. All right, who wants to hear this bell ring? It's waiting for your thanks button to come through. Then I can beat on it all day long. What we got left? Let's see who's left. Somebody's got some cash in hand. I hate doing this. I sound like a whore, but this is how we help pay bills anymore. The pandemic laid me off a bunch of places and been a little tight. So I do this because I love doing this. I probably should have gone and become an Amazon driver and made more money. But at my age, I'm getting tired. So I'll keep writing. That's easier jobs. And tour guiding. If you guys want to come to DC and go on a tour, let me know. We're starting to see tourists around town a little more. Tomorrow I'm at Arlington National Cemetery. There's Mr. Pinnell. Gave 99 cents. Thank you. There's a bell for Mr. Pinnell. DJ is broke. Oh man, spent all your money at the club. You couldn't even save one of the singles for me. There, I'll give you a free bill. Come back next week with more. 80s, 90s were the golden years. Well, also the 70s, Marvin. You know, they made playoffs 7 times. George Allen made Super Bowl once, didn't win, but they were still good years. Great team, a lot of memorable people. I enjoyed the 70s a lot. I was a teenager, so it was fun. Let's see. He wants the bell rung for them. Got a couple minutes left. That's about it. I would stay longer, but I forgot to charge my computer, and my charger's downstairs. Golden years for the Terps. 70s were great years too. John Wigton, I want to hear that bell. Come on. There you go. John's got bell madness there. People love the bell. I don't know why. I do it at the end of the 2-minute show, and I do it at the end of this show because people know it's time to go. See, there you go. I didn't steal it off a hotel desk. I bought it. It cost me $5 on this. Let's see what else we have. Better the Eagles than the Pukes. Is that I guess the Cowboys? Yeah, I kind of thought Philadelphia would win this year. They did a good job. Daniel says wife probably loves the bell the most. Yeah, because after 2 minutes, I'm done. So take that for what you want. You like the car horn, says Spanky. Yeah, when I'm out somewhere doing the show because I'm covering something or whatever, I hit the car horn instead of the bell. Do I talk to Kornheiser or Wilbon much? Not anymore. Used to. Knew both guys, but they're big national guys, and Michael doesn't live in town anymore. So, no. But, both were very good journalists on there. I like Michael. He's a great guy. Tony and I didn't have a close relationship at all. But newspaper men don't tend to get along with other newspaper men that well. Did I watch House of the Dragon? Asked DJ. Yeah, I think it's getting better. Unlike the Lord of the Rings thing, I thought stunk. That stunk. But the Dragon one, I think, is getting better. So at least worth watching. There's only one more to go, and then who knows how long before they get back. Where's my battery down to? I got a minute or two. Oh, okay. So last chance to hear the bell and make me rich. I appreciate it. And buy the books. And hey, we do this every Monday. If you're watching on replay, 8 to 9. Rings of Power stinks on ice. Yeah, Daniel, I just haven't been happy with it. So every Monday except Halloween, I'll be here. I got to move that weekend. And post game shows and everybody there. Viewership on YouTube has really picked up a lot in the last few weeks. So I appreciate everybody doing that. Usually in the morning and evening around 7 o'clock both times I post videos and some stuff. And I have a poll up every day. You guys love voting on the polls about stuff. So trying to make it, a little bit of everything for people. And the podcast Season of Discontent should be up in just a few minutes on YouTube. Not sure what you're talking about there, Michael. All right, so I guess I better say goodbyes or else I'll go bye and it'll just be gone. So Scott, thanks for coming. I appreciate you coming here. Oh, we're almost to the hour anyway. And anybody else coming? Peace out. You too, DJ. I'll be back next week. I appreciate it. Steve saying goodbye. If y'all come on Romper Room again, Craig, thank you for coming. I appreciate you guys doing this. I could sit here and talk to myself. It wouldn't be much fun, but you get to my age, that's kind of what you do anyway. So, whatever. And for those of you on replay, start over. It'll be hitting the replay in just a minute. Great White Tubi. Thank you, Great White Tubi. You can watch the replay and see everything. You kicked in $5. I appreciate it. I know you make a lot of money, so I don't know what Great White Tubi makes. Probably rich. Sports writing is not the cash cow that people think it is. Few guys make money, but most of us just work for a living. Only that's why I sit here and do this. All right, and Mr. Panini says stop myself. Just go to Mind Your Own Thoughts. You can get your copy. I'll sign it for you. And I guess that's about it for everybody. So thanks again, everyone, for coming. I'll see you again next Monday, and look for the videos every day. They'll be out there. All right, bye, everyone. Let's see if I can learn how to turn this off. What is this button at?